Sonnet 1. From fairest creatures we desire increase. By William Shakespeare. From fairest creatures we desire increase, that thereby beauty's rose might never die, but as the riper should by time decease, his tender air might bear his memory. But thou, contracted to thine own bright eyes, feed'st thy light's flame with self-substantial fuel, making a famine where abundance lies, thyself thy foe, to thy sweet self too cruel. Thou that art now the world's fresh ornament, and only herald to the gaudy spring, within thine own bud buryest thy content, and, tender churl, maxed waste in niggarding. Pity the world, or else this glutton be, to eat the world's due by the grave and thee. Shakespeare's Sonnet 1, also known as From Fairest Creatures We Desire Increase, is the first in a sequence of 154 sonnets written by the English playwright and poet. It was likely composed in the early 1590s and was first published in 1609 in a collection of his sonnets. The sonnet opens with a reflection on the beauty of youth and how it is prized and coveted. The speaker laments that beauty is fleeting and that time will inevitably take its toll on it. The phrase fairest creatures refers to the beautiful young men of the poet's time who were often the subjects of his sonnets. In the second quatrain, the speaker urges the young man to marry and have children so that his beauty might be preserved in his offspring. The line "but thou, contracted to thine own bright eyes," implies that the young man is self-absorbed and only concerned with his own beauty and not with passing it on to future generations. The third quatrain begins with a reference to the sun and its cycle of birth and death. The speaker uses this metaphor to suggest that the young man's beauty, like the sun, will eventually fade away. He also suggests that the young man's failure to have children would be a waste of his beauty and a betrayal of the natural order. The final couplet emphasizes the theme of the poem, which is the importance of procreation and the preservation of beauty. The speaker concludes by urging the young man to marry and have children so that he might pass on his beauty to future generations. Overall, Sonnet 1 reflects Shakespeare's preoccupation with the passage of time and the transience of beauty. It also highlights his belief in the importance of procreation and the preservation of beauty through offspring. The poem's structure, with its 3 quatrains and final couplet, is a typical Shakespearean sonnet form, and its use of metaphor and imagery is characteristic of his writing style.